culture.
The Head First Podcast. College baseball guys. We love college baseball and cold beer. We like food too and throwing parlays. We love talking ball. It's the Head First Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Head First Podcast. My name's JP Sponseller, joined again by Corey Klingenbeck and Cole Harding. It's been a while, boys. We got all of us back in the booth. We had to reconvene, or whatever you may call it, for a very special guest. We got Cincinnati's finest, Derrick Pitts. He's back from Taiwan in St. Louis right now. He'll be back in Cincinnati very soon. But DP, how are you doing on this fine evening?
What's up, man? It's good to be here, man. I follow all the social media, so it's finally good to be on one of these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
You've been helping us out, or helping me out a lot. I know I put some pressure on you when you were out in Taiwan. It was those few weeks trying to fill the gaps of content in the offseason, and you definitely came through. We'll get to Taiwan here in a second, but first, we're going to introduce a new segment to the podcast called the Starting Rotation. So if any of you are pardon my take listeners, very similar to the Mount Rushmore, we were putting our own name and twist on it. But same deal. We will give a topic and then we will all draft in a snake draft order. We get 4 picks each, and then we will put out our lists on social media and let you guys vote on who has the best list. So for the first topic, now, I'll preface with not all of these topics are going to be centered around Cincinnati or the Bearcats or Clifton. But since we got a Bearcat on here, we had to start it off with a Clifton-based topic, and that will be the best places to eat on campus at University of Cincinnati. So let's just go right into it. First, we'll start with the order. I know I texted this out. We got Derrick going first, then Corey, then JP, and then Harding, and then it will loop back around.
The old snaker.
Yeah, the old snake draft. So DP, give us your Friday guy, your 1-1 draft pick.
Yeah, this guy. I mean, this would be. I would be disrespecting some people if I didn't take this guy. He's unreliable. I'm pretty close to him. My house is pretty close to this guy, and whenever I need something quick, the menu's pretty deep. You can go anywhere with it. I think 1-1. Undoubtedly, I have to go with Cincy Deli as a 1-1 pick.
That's so good. That's so many 1-1s.
Yeah, Deli really came onto the scene. Like, I was never a huge Cincy Deli guy.
Oh man, you got to get into it. You got to.
Yeah, it kind of caught on like right when you left, JP. We went there literally once we got at the end of the year. Every single day. Per diem. It was on red card. Every meal was at Cincy Deli.
Yeah. It was getting big, like my 2 years there. It was starting to catch on, but I feel like once I left, I was there, Cincy Deli would never be a 1-1 pick.
Nah, it's fine. It's too good. I can't see it ever not being 1-1.
Okay.
I
respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
Kling, what do you got?
All right, my Friday guy. It was actually a hop, skip, and a jump from my house as well, right around the corner, up the street, hang a left, and you're there. My Friday guy coming out of the pen with the stadium rocking. Steak and lemonade.
Friday guy coming out of the pen.
Oh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Cincy steak and lemonade?
Yeah, Cincy steak and lemonade.
That's a really good pick.
Their bacon cheeseburger with fries and then an Oreo milkshake.
That's a really good pick.
Buddy, we're talking
about
Friday guys are actually not coming out of the pen. If you didn't,
I think you could have got away with that one in a later round, but
yeah.
I don't know. That may have been my next pick.
That's number 2.
That may have been my next pick, to be honest with you.
But the thing is, I got a lot of questions right here. It's like once we start getting deeper into this, like there's so many places that I've had sober and I've also had hammered pissed off. So it's like shit's gonna be flying like my Sunday and my midweek. Like shit will be flying that you would never think about.
Yeah, I got plenty of directions I could go.
And then another thing is we're talking like Clifton, but how far you think you can get? Like, are you going Skyline and Ludlow? Are you going?
Yeah,
McDonald's?
I'm counting that.
That's the cutoff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably
like
the cutoff.
Med Campus, Chipotle, McDonald's. All right.
Yep.
Give us all the answers here now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. See, you're leaking too much, Kling. You're leaking too much.
Trust me.
You're leaking the go-to.
You're
leaking the go-tos.
It's not going to get back to you.
My Sunday is going to be crazy. Go ahead, Hart or JP.
I'm up next.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Skyline on Ludlow since it is the only Skyline on campus. That'll be my number one pick.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I get two, right?
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
wait, before we move on, and we always ask our Cincinnati players what their Skyline order is. DP, 1, are you a fan of Skyline? And 2, can you give us your order if so?
Yeah, so I've only been a couple times, and it was early. Me and Q actually went down there for our freshman year and tried it like immediately when we got on campus. And then I've had it like 2 or 3 times after that. But my go-to order for sure would be I get 2 Conies and 2 Cholitos, 1 with fries in it. Q put me on the Cholito with fries, and it's heat. It's good.
Yeah.
And water or lemonade, whatever I'm feeling that day. But yeah, for sure.
That was a Sheeler move, throwing the fries in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I need to get over there with the fries. I've always been Cholito with spaghetti.
They give you the extra fries, or at least they used to. Like whatever doesn't go in the Cholito, they give you the extra ones.
Oh yeah,
that's good stuff.
All right, Hardy, what do you say here, kid?
Yeah, I get 2, right? Since I'm going Snake, mine are literally right next to each other. Clifton Staples. Give me Adriatico's on Friday, followed by Canes on Saturday.
Canes was your Saturday? Okay.
Yep.
That's good. That Canes pick, I didn't expect it to get to me, but that probably would have been my next number 2 next to Steak and Lemonade.
It's just always packed. Like you think on Calhoun Street, it's
it's fire though.
Wrapped around the building.
It's fire.
Yeah.
The later you go, the better the food.
That's very true. I don't think I ever went to that Canes before midnight, if we're being totally honest. But
field.
All right, back around to me. I'm gonna go with our partner, probably my favorite overall combination of food, drink, atmosphere. Mia's Pizza. Love that place. Great location. Great food and cold beer, great atmosphere, and they love the Cats. They love Bearcats baseball. So Mia's Pizza. I know that's probably unpopular opinion, but I've always been a huge fan. I'll take that as my Saturday guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's a bad pick at all. Q and I actually we went to Mio's all the time with Red Card, so it's like
great spot.
Good. Yeah, it's really good food.
I got my Saturday guy coming in at Corrido, coming from Corrido right there. You can't. I honestly, I will probably pick Corrido 9 times out of 10 over Chipotle every single time.
Oh, okay.
I might disagree with you there.
Well, the only thing is, I haven't been sitting well with Chipotle lately, so that's probably the other reason why.
Yeah, Corrido's probably more consistent.
Yeah,
more consistency out of Corrido.
Absolutely.
I'd say I ate Corrido when I was a student at Cincinnati more than Chipotle, just because it was on the way my walk home.
Yeah, and the Clifton Chipotle is like the one like right on campus or right down Calhoun. That one's terrible. You had to go to the Med campus.
Got to drive to Med campus if you're going to Chipotle.
Yeah. All right, what do you say, DP?
All right, I get 2, right? Because Snake's up. Okay. So speaking of Chipotle, the Chipotle next to it's like towards the Martin Luther King side of campus, next to high school. Yeah. Chipotle for sure, and then I'm going Toppers. I'm going Toppers. Toppers has to be my next pick. I don't think I've ever had like besides Emos in St. Louis, like that's probably Toppers is number 2 on my pizza list. Like that, it's fire. It's
Topper sticks. Do you get the pizza or the sticks?
I get the pizza with I get like pepperoni and sometimes with like hamburger added in like the honey glaze drizzle on top. It's good. It's
Yeah. Harding, that was one of my.
I knew that would be on your list. You probably thought it would fall a little.
I thought it would be down there. Again, I only been there in person once. I was a massive late night DoorDash toppers. There was actually happened to me twice where I woke up the next morning and it was just sitting there on my front porch. We actually threw it right in the oven before tailgating for a football game. So, I have a lot of memories with toppers. I'm glad that got brought up in this conversation.
Damn.
Yeah, toppers for sure.
I guess back to me, huh?
Yep.
Back to me for my Sunday guy. Sunday guy. It actually is recent. It's a recent Sunday guy. I want to say in their junior year, maybe sophomore year, but right on the corner, Shake Shack. And that hasn't missed. It didn't miss one time when I got it. Nor can I say I went there before 10 o'clock, but like that place, that's different. Like that was giving me like In-N-Out and like Whataburger vibes, but like Shake Shack, it was tops those by a mile. I think I'm going Shake Shack.
That's a good one. That's one that kind of hurt right when I saw that was getting added to campus after I left. Would have loved to tear that place up.
Yeah.
Shake Shack for my Sunday. What do we got, John?
Expensive though, for sure.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. Is it? All right. My Sunday guy, I'm gonna go with another. Like, haven't seen it anywhere else other than on campus. I believe after doing some research today, they got a new location on Shortvine, which fires me up. Mac Shack.
Oh yeah.
You got on that. Yeah.
Damn, you really haven't like seen the streets then. That's been there for a year or two.
Mac Shack's been there for
right there
since my freshman year.
Since right next to Dive. I don't know.
Dive.
More, bro.
Across from Dime.
Yeah. When I do, I don't spend a ton of time on Shortvine, but I do like to get over there every once in a while. I haven't really examine that Mac Shack over there though. That's good stuff having it at a better location. So yeah, that'll be my Sunday guy.
Hell yeah.
Back to me.
Good choice.
I've got one. He's graduated. He's been graduated, but he was good while he lasted. I think Mac Shack might have gone into this building. I'm gonna go with Chiba Hut.
Oh.
I love that. Or is that eligible though?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had it, so I couldn't tell you. Like,
is that draft eligible?
You can. I got other options if you want me to bounce off. I can go other places. If you don't,
Chiba Hut. I would say Chiba Hut is probably.
I'm gonna
Brendan Sorsby, whatever the other draft is called.
Okay. I got other options.
All right.
I'm gonna go with. How about just dining halls?
Okay.
Like Catskeller? Elite.
I'll let you throw that on there.
That's elite. We used to eat there every day after practice.
Oh, my God. He really went with the Sunday dining halls.
Dining halls.
He's going to get his job done. He's going to throw strikes.
It is going to throw strikes.
It might get hit. It might get hit around.
It's going to get hit around a bunch, but you got to keep the ball down.
So if that's your Sunday, I'm really interested to see where you're going with your midweek.
This one, it's not a restaurant, so you might take this one off too. But you mentioned tailgates earlier.
It's going to be like
maybe like a post football game hangout in the yard. I always man the grill, and I'll take one of my burgers over. Like people would buy the burgers, and as long as I cooked them, I got to eat for free.
Dude, you might be draft ineligible after this episode.
No, I'm gonna win.
I'm gonna need you to pick another one, but a Haas burger does not miss.
Why do that should be allowed?
That's funny.
Come on, give us another solid one.
All right, I'll just go Wingstop then.
Okay. Yeah, that was gonna be mine.
Yeah, that was coming up for mine.
I got some wild cards, and then I also got You want me to go with a wild card? You guys want a wild card?
Yeah, you're
I
up,
tried
right?
to go with some wild cards, and you knocked mine down.
Yeah, but this one's an actual establishment.
Yeah, we're talking about restaurants that
It
are.
was the Haas.
We're talking about restaurants that are standing
Barely
right
an
now.
establishment, but it
Yeah,
was.
I made a drive by it this week just to see if that place was still standing, and it is still kicking. All right, wild card. My brother actually showed me this place, and I had the pleasure of showing a few teammates as well. Los Patrios.
Oh my!
Some
God.
authentic Mexican food right down there on Ludlow. Great service. A fine margarita. Great spot. Corey, I know I took you there once.
Yeah,
or twice.
that was like one of my first or second times was with you, and
Los Peas.
I don't know if we made it out, but we made it out.
Yeah.
Still alive, but I'm
Great
barely
time.
breathing.
Every time. Didn't miss.
Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna grab you by surprise, but I feel like this is a very, very like low ERA midweek guy because I don't know, just because the service itself, but the establishment you can't miss on. Like you can't miss on this food that's been around for quite a while. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Love it. It was on my list.
Buffalo Wild Wings right there on Calhoun or whatever that is. Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't go there enough as a student. I don't know if it's also just me continuing to get older. But I mean, shit, like a B-Dubs or a Chili's or something on a weekend just hits different nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't know. Harding, I know you can relate to that.
Yeah, I go to B-Dubs quite often.
Yeah, like
they got that like 2 for $20 or whatever it is. I don't know.
They have their own like appetizers.
Yeah, BOGO Thursdays and
it's
Tuesdays. I think Tuesdays is bone in, boneless
oh
is.
my God. Don't even start. See,
Harding's gonna start naming off the daily deals.
Told you I go there.
Quite often.
All right. Is it me? Do I get 2 again? Right?
Yeah.
Or just 1?
No, just one.
Yeah,
I think this is your fourth. Yeah.
Okay. I do have I have 2 choices. They're both Mexican spots. But like, man, the first time I had this place, it was just, I don't know, a different type of experience. I'm gonna have to go El Vaquero.
Okay.
For my 4th spot, but Drunken Taco is gonna be like an honorable mention for me.
Yeah.
That was on my list. We'll get an honorable mention.
It's just so good. Like it's never hit. I think the last time I went, like I got like 6 tacos. It was fire. It was.
That's the one right across from the firehouse, right?
I think so.
Shortbond?
No. This one's on the
the corner.
It's right next to the Chipotle.
You go like on the down on the other side of
Yeah.
Is Vaquero, is that the one, Harding, that was like right by your hotel room?
Yeah, where I was staying because my apartment flooded.
Yeah.
In the parking lot.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good shit, fellas. Good draft.
Did we miss any?
Solid. I mean, I got a solid breakfast spot. Hangover easy.
Oh, I forgot about Hangover Easy, and I live right next to it too. Like I'm 2 blocks over. I'm so mad I forgot about that.
I'll give a couple honorable mentions. I got Bibi Bop.
Yeah,
love that place.
I'm not a big Bibi Bop fan. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie, but
I love some yum yum sauce. Love it. And then another honorable mention. I feel like no one knows about this place, but Bagel Brothers. Would go there to get breakfast bagels. One of the only places I could find one on campus. Solid.
Yeah. Another one staple, historical staple, Jimmy John's right there too. That's always a go-to.
That's what I was running out of names. I had like Penn Station and Chick-fil-A on there. And then I put Insomnia.
Insomnia cookies.
Insomnia's
just about that. Yeah.
Okay. I have a question because my freshman year I got there and I stayed in UPA South and it was, it's right on Calhoun and there's this spot next to Smoothie King called Dirty Dough. Does anybody know what that is or was that just there for that year?
I went there once. I think it was open for like 3 months, but yeah, it was pretty fun.
I had it a couple times and thought it was gas. It's like crumble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I ever had it. If it was there when I was there, I definitely would have got my nose in it.
I think it opened like my senior year.
Okay.
Dude, you know what I had on? You know what I had on my list, just like as maybe a midweek starter, coming up from behind. Murphy's hot dogs and popcorn.
Yeah,
and you're just hammered.
Murphy's Pub.
Murphy's Pub
popcorn stand.
Yes,
That
and the hot dogs on the roller. Oh my god! Pool table in the back.
Midweek. That's a midweek reliever right there.
Jesus, I mean, you could have catch me in fluff there for 3 hours, 4 hours, go maybe 7. But yeah, no, the last time I went there, I got a hot dog at like I don't know 2 in the morning, and it was
good stuff.
It was quite like life changing. I'm like, wow. But yeah, I had that on as a bullpen arm just in case.
They just tore this the shell down, but the Subway and the shell, John.
Yeah, I was going to have a Shell/Subway on my list since I probably ate more meals out of that building than I did anywhere else in my 2 years on campus. Between like, I don't know, I would get the Subway for sure. But then, I mean, they had a decent freezer option, like some pizza rolls and different shit in there. Yeah, not proud of it, man enough to say it. A lot of meals came out of that Shell Subway.
Monkeys.
Yeah,
and
bag of munchies, Diet Dew
every day.
Yep.
Jeez.
All right.
What do we
Good draft,
say?
boys.
Yeah.
Let's move on to talking about Derrick Pitts. Have the fans get to know about you a little bit more. Obviously, Corey was the only one that played with you, so we'll get to learn a little bit more about you as well. So let's start with just kind of your upbringing a little bit. You said you're back home in St. Louis right now. I'm assuming that's where you were born and raised.
Yeah. So honestly, I was born in St. Joseph, Missouri, but immediately that's where my parents went to school, to Missouri Western. But immediately they brought me over here. So ever since I was like, I want to say 8 or 9 months. I was raised in St. Louis, so yeah, it's I guess I claim St. Louis, but I mean St. Joseph really.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I grew up my whole life 30 minutes north of Cincinnati, and I still claim Cincinnati. So
Yeah.
when you're from Ohio, as soon as you start naming the towns, people think you're really from the middle of nowhere. So I usually just stick with Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah.
But yeah, growing up in St. Louis, what was life like kind of for you? Hobbies maybe outside of sports, if you played more than just baseball, what all did you play? And yeah, what was kind of your upbringing and childhood like growing up in St. Louis?
Yeah, so it was different. You know, I'm the only child. So you know, I'm like the golden child. Me and my parents spent a lot of time together. I got a lot of memories with them. So a lot of my time off the field is with them. Family dinners, going out to eat, laughing at the dinner table, watching movies, stuff like that. But I'm a video game demon. Like I play a ton of video games. I was just on the show like right before I came down. So but yeah, I love video games. I love hanging out with family. That's just it's what I do. It's what I'm comfortable with.
Mm-hmm. Did you grow up in high school just playing baseball, or were you everything?
So I played. They threw me in baseball, basketball, football when I was 3. It was football all the way. Like I was a football kid. I had this black toy football that I carried around with me everywhere that I went. And as soon as it was time for pads, like they threw me in. I found a team. And then I got a concussion at like 6 years old. And they were like, okay. So I took a year, like a year or 2 break, and then I went back out there because I love football. But during the time, like this whole time, I'm playing baseball, and I get another concussion. So now they're just like, you know what, we're just gonna scratch that. And then we went all in on baseball, and that was just what I did. And then I got to my sophomore year of high school, and I played football again. I went back out there for safety. But my dad after that year was like, you know what, if you want to be great in baseball, like you can't like waste time at football workouts and football practice because other guys are going to be in the cages doing baseball stuff. So he made an executive decision, and then we made a decision to go all in on baseball.
Nice.
Yeah, watching the way you run around in the outfield, I got a feeling that you would be a pretty good safety. Were you a dude, or was it just something that you kind of were athletic enough to do and be pretty good at?
I mean, I was athletic enough to fit in, but I wasn't like no like star rated like safety. Like I wasn't like crazy. Um I got some varsity reps, but it wasn't like it wasn't nothing to where I would drop baseball and then pursue football. It was just like a almost like a side quest type deal. Like you do it and then you be like, what was that? Like that was kind of random, but it was fun. I think it taught me a lot as far as mental toughness, and then put my body on the line too. Like understanding like pain is temporary and stuff like that is like that all that in football is crazy. Like those linebackers and stuff, those guys are ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
yeah.
no
Hitting
doubt.
the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
Just,
bro.
we could definitely tell that you take that pain is temporary by heart with the way you run into those outfield walls quite frequently. Talking about your dad a little bit and how you guys kind of both came to that decision together. I know your dad has a history of he was an athletic trainer or still has been for a very long time. Has trained some very high level athletes. I believe Jason Tatum is on that list. So talk a little bit about first. Let's start with just paint the whole picture of kind of what your dad did in athletic training and his whole career.
Yeah, so he started training. He started actually coaching high school football at where I went to high school at CBC. And kind of got into the strength and conditioning part. But he owned his own gym downtown across from the city museum called HD Fitness. Him and his business partner D'Anthony Moore just run that gym and have clients come in all the time. And then once I got older, um, by older I mean like 10 or 11, because I had been touching weights since I was 6 years old. But at that time, he started to train Jason when he was at Chaminade, Caleb Love when he was at CBC, and Cameron Babb was a high level talent out of St. Louis. He was the receiver that went to Ohio State, but just couldn't overcome the injury part. But at that time, just guys like that, like I would always see them and just look up at them, like as they're walking through the gym. Like these guys are, I mean, and their work ethic is crazy. They're all competing. It's fun. The banter back and forth and stuff. But I think that's kind of where my competitive edge was really started. Like, I can't touch them in any of the drills, but I'm talking smack and I'm this tall off the ground. But yeah, just working with those guys. And then, like I said, he owned his own gym and like the whole family like this. My mom actually used to be a bodybuilder. So she would go down to the gym and I would see her working out and she had that competitive edge. And I mean, she's got like a 8-pack. And I'm just sitting there just watching her work out and stuff. And it was crazy. But like I just feel like my entire life has been involved around like the work and like getting a good work ethic. So like now I feel it feels natural. Like waking up in the morning to go to lift isn't like I don't dread it. Like I actually look forward to it and stuff like that. I think is what I got from it. It just came early.
Hell yeah. That's sick.
Yeah.
Talk about how the hell you even got to Cincy. Who saw you? Winsky, Petarudo?
It was KP. Yeah.
KP saw you
I
playing
had
in a tournament.
Yeah, I had no interest, no offers, and I'm going into WWBA like this might be it. Like my high school, this might be the last year I play baseball, and I knew I may have find a way like at a D2 or a JUCO somehow because I knew coaches, but like nothing high level. So I go down, I'm lighting this tournament up, and I'm sending DMs like I'm hot. So I'm sending DMs out to like Mizzou, like anything local, Missouri State, Jury, like you name it. I'm texting them on Twitter. Ghosted, like nobody there. I may get a hearted message or something, but like nothing really from it. And I'm sitting in my hotel coming up on like the last 2 or 3 games, and KP texts me, and he's like on Twitter, and he's like, "Hey, checked you out on Twitter, seen some film. I'm gonna come watch you tomorrow." Man, I got up and I was like, all right, I gotta go to bed. It's like 8:30. I'm like, I'm doing a
Shit
little
got
too much, but I'm
serious.
like, I gotta go to bed. I gotta be ready tomorrow. So I go tell my parents or whatever. I'm like, all right, like just treat it like another game. My mom always says, do you. Like you ain't gotta do nothing extra. I'm like, yeah, I got you. Go to bed. I wake up and I can see him. He's got the Cincy hat and the shirt on, and I'm warming up and stuff. And I think I went like 1 for 2 with a double. My outs were loud, and I think I worked a walk. And they love the this approach and stuff.
Yeah.
So they loved all that. Stole a bag, I think. Um, but yeah, he called me that night. I'm on the way home from a. It actually popped up in my memories. The anniversary wasn't too long ago, but I'm on the way back from a minor league game, and he calls me. He's like, "Yeah, we want you to be the face of the 2024 recruiting class because they just got hired. So I was the
Yeah.
first 2024 recruited to that class for Bishop, which was great, and I was excited and I was crying and stuff. It was great. I was and it was. I remember that day forever. Like I told you can see in the video. I'm like, man, I wait on that for so long because like I said, the work ethic. Like I never stopped working. I mean, I was short and fat in middle school talking about how I was gonna play in the big leagues one day. So it was just like it's just I don't know. That day was special because I had just worked so hard for it.
That's
So
good.
Cincinnati, like, where was this at in your recruiting process? Had you had any offers or Division I offers up to that point? And where was this? I'm assuming this was like later into the summer, going into your senior year.
Yeah, this was June. I just finished my junior year, going into senior year summer, and this was the last tournament, like last 3 games. He came to see like the third to last one, and then after that, Kansas and Kentucky reached out, but I had already scheduled my visit with Cincinnati. And then as I was on the visit, like my summer coach called me and was telling me like other schools were reaching out. I was like, man, this place is awesome. Like I have no reason to say no. Like I have to commit. He was like, all right, like that's your decision. And I committed on the end of my visit.
Hell
Love that. Love that.
That's sick. You saw Clifton and you're like, God, these people look sick.
It's so similar to St. Louis. Like when I wouldn't even like focus on the facilities, like every Power Four place is gonna have awesome facilities. I was more focused on like the living space. And it was actually perfect. Like it's just like St. Louis. So I was gonna be comfortable. And that's all I cared about. So at the end, Bishop took me to Buffalo Wild Wings. KP wasn't even there. But it was Bishop and Dubs, and KP called me. He's like, is my text chain lying to me? Like, did you just commit? And I was like, yeah. Like this place is awesome. Like I'm ready to go. And he was like, yeah. Like that's what we wanted.
Let's go. That's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy. Just hearing about different recruiting stories and timelines now than like Cole, Corey. Like you guys remember when we were going? Like if you weren't committed by that junior summer, like you probably weren't going to play Division I, or if you didn't already have your offers by that point, like you probably weren't going to play Division I baseball. So it's crazy just to see like how different it is now. And then now, especially with the portal, man, like it is so much harder to get a Division I scholarship out of high school than when it was when we were going through it.
Yeah, it is. It is. They're asking for too much, man. I'm not gonna lie. They're just, I don't know. I think with high schoolers, like I think that's why they're giving all this leeway with JUCO because they know like if like a college will go to the portal before they just recruit a high schooler at this point. So they have to,
And I get it, but like the mindset is just we're not going to recruit a guy unless he can contribute his freshman year. Like, and it's just like there's just a ton of kids that aren't physically there yet, but have like great swing, great IQ. Maybe they just need 15 pounds on them, but it's like, they're just not necessarily willing to take that chance. Next thing I wanted to talk about, probably the most evident thing to me when I've watched you play the past 2 years is your energy and your passion for the game, despite the score, maybe regardless of what kind of day you're having. You can always count on DP to bring the juice out there. So where do you feel like you kind of got that from? And on top of that, how do you kind of remind yourself or allow yourself to bring that to the field every single day?
Yeah. So growing up, man, me and my mom, I'm telling you, that's where the energy comes from. My mom and I have I have memories of just like us in the kitchen blasting music, having dance, like just dancing for no reason. Just like that type of stuff it reminds me like not to take life for granted, like not to get deep or anything, but like that's the type of lessons my mom tries to teach with that type of stuff. And man, I love my mom so much, and the memories that we have doing that. Um, I think that's the main thing. Like understanding, like this is all fun. This is all a game. Like as much as you want to make it, like bigger than what it is. Like these fans are coming for a show, and we have to give it to them. Like this is it is what it is, and I take pride in being an entertainer, if that makes sense. Going out there, having fun with what I'm doing, not caring about what other people think, or like I'll be dancing in the outfield, not even knowing somebody's looking at me, and then somebody will send me a video after the game, like, bro, you gotta stop dancing. But I'm like, man, I didn't even realize I'm just out here, kicking it. But yeah, man, realizing that it's just a game, like, bro, like stop thinking too much about it. And you know what's crazy? One of the people that actually helped me with that is Kling. Seeing how Kling like had so much fun in the locker room, like
Yeah.
no joke, like seeing how loose and like, oh my god, the
Yeah.
first day we come in the first scrimmage and I'm locked in, bro. I got my headphones on, like I'm listening to music and I'm walking to my locker and I gotta walk past Kling. I take my earphone off. He's like, "What are you getting ready for? The NLDS?" I'm like, "Bro, it was crazy." And it made me realize, like, bro, it's actually just a scrimmage. Like, there's nothing to don't get too deep into this thing. And
Bro,
that
you
from there
can't.
on, bro, it was crazy. Like, you just can't get too deep in it.
No.
Yeah, that's me and Kling and Cole. Like we all kind of prided ourselves. Probably me and Kling more on the messing around side, but always being vibes guys. I still feel like once I got on the field, I was still having fun, but I still feel like I put way too much pressure on myself every opportunity I got.
Yeah.
So no, that's one thing that always kind of excites me about watching you play is I could tell you're having fun with it. Yeah, it was funny. We were warming up on the field because I was with our guys in a tournament in Cincy this past week, and one of them asked if my number was going to be up on the wall next to Euclid. I said, well, maybe if they retired vibes guys, I might have a shot, but unfortunately, that's not what they're going off of.
Bro, DP, you remember like one of the, I don't know, it was maybe the fall scrimmage, like against another, I think we played like XU or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a fall just scrimmage. Remember in the cages when I was ripping your ass because you weren't picking up balls? You had your headphones on.
Remember that. I do.
You had your headphones on.
It was Pitt. You were like, yeah, we got it, bro, we got it. And I was like, I was low-key getting like rattled from it. I'm
like, well, who do you think you are? Like, we're all picking up balls around here, and this dude's got his headphones on. Like,
I remember
locked
that
in for this game. I'm like, holy shit, this guy might be something someday, or he's just gonna be picking these balls up.
That was the Brooks. That was automatic for Brooks and Kling. Hey, don't worry about it. We got it.
Yeah, we got it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Every time. If you could be outside of the cage, like in a conversation for 2 seconds, and Brooks will give you, "Hey, we got it. Don't worry about it."
That's exactly what it is.
Well, let's talk about your trip to Taiwan with Team USA. Obviously, you had an unbelievable performance in all the games out there. Team fell just short. We'll talk a little bit more about that and kind of, I mean, you guys going 1-1 against them. I feel like there should have been a game 3, but I'll stay out of it. First, let's just start off. I know there was some sort of tryout or they had like a big group of guys, but talk about kind of the process to get on the team and then just kind of what it was like getting that phone call, knowing that you were invited to go play with Team USA.
Yeah. So the first thing you said, the process, they bring, I think, around like 53, 58, like a group, just like a training camp. You'll go through like a 6-day, no, like a week's worth of just like drills and practices and scrimmages. It's called Stars and Stripes. It's basically like a 5-game Stars and Stripes series. Well, basically the Stars team, I believe, is like the team that they want to take to Taiwan, and then Stripes is like guys who feel like they can earn their way on the team. Like, and there's trades mid-series. But I think it'll be that Stars team will go to whatever the tournament is. But man, getting that call. So I was actually planning on going to the Cape July 6th. So I was just going to be in Cincy from the end of the season all the way to July 6th. And I had been training in the gym, in the cages, doing the whole off-season thing. and got a call from KP. I'm sitting on my bed, and he's like, "Yo, are you sitting down right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like we good? Somebody died?" He's like, "No." He's like, "You're gonna go play for USA. You're gonna go try out for USA." And I was like, I just sat there for like 20 seconds. He's like, "Hello, hello." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, my bad. I'm here." Like, I didn't know how to respond to that. But yeah, I immediately called my parents and told them. And then Eric Campbell, he did a good job of laying out all the details. He called me right after, and I'm talking these names he was throwing out that I was going to be like competing against, and the guys that were going to be on the team. I was like, all right, like whatever, like this team's probably already chosen, bro. Like that's fine. I'm just gonna go down here and get some gear and come right back to the Cape. Um, yeah, but then I called Butch and my dad, and I told and my dad and Butch, and I both told them. I told them both like, yeah, I kind of have nothing to lose. Like this team's already picked. Like I'm gonna go down here and do
Yeah.
whatever I can, and see whatever happens happens. So and I knew like I had nothing to lose. So it was just I think that's what helped me get on the team. Like I was just having fun with everything. I'm the same person. I'm screaming, congratulating people on catches in the outfield. Like I just met these guys 2 days ago. But yeah, getting that call was special for sure.
No,
When
that's awesome.
was that the end of when you got the first call? Was that from KP? Was that the end of June? Or was that like
Yeah,
July?
it was like mid-June. It was like
Mid June,
July 15th, I want to say.
June 15th.
Yeah, June 15th. Yeah, June 15th.
Nice. And then you left for
Yep,
Cary
I
when?
left. I left to carry. I can't remember what day. No, oh my gosh. So the next day after I found out I was going to USA, um, my advisor called me and was like, "Hey, like you might want to go to the Cape to get some ABs to like prepare you to go down there because like that's real deal pitching, bro. Like I don't think you can just up and go from whatever you've been doing to that." I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So in a 24-hour window, he called me and told me that like 7 p.m. So within from that, the next morning, I had a flight to Boston. I took a bus to Boston to Bourne. I had a game that next night. Well, I met my host family, met my roommate, and everybody was cool. Butch was already down there, and Cal and Dom are the other guys on the team. Um, yeah, and I played like a week's worth of games in the Cape. I actually didn't do
Nice.
horrible either. I first game they shoved they gave it to me. It was horrible. I went like 1 for 5, 4 punch. Like they were actually throwing like 97. It was crazy. Once I got into it, like the next game I was fine. The next game, like I went like had like back to back games, like 2 for 4, on like a one for
Nice.
three game with a walk. I had some good showings, and then it was to carry, and I
And then you
just
flew from Boston to Cary.
yep took up. Well, I got a bus back to Boston, so another 2 hour bus ride to Boston, another flight.
Jeez.
Man, it was a lot. Had a lot of traveling within that like month and a half, 2 month span. Cause that
Damn.
it was a couple of guys coming from the Cape too that also went to
Yeah.
was going to the USA thing. So we all had like a travel thing together.
Nice.
And we flew to Cary, got there, and then immediately started training camp. We had practice that night too. The night that we got there.
Dude, talk about your talk about so you go through Cary, you go through that week tryout, and then bang, day 7 rolls around and they're like saying, "Hey, like we're gonna pick these 30 guys to go to Taiwan with us." Like,
Okay.
if you get a call, sweet, but hit
Yeah,
the
were
road
you
if
on Team Stars for the last game? Okay.
I started on Stars actually. Like I'm not sure if I was planning to go down there at first, but I'm probably not. But I started on Stars. But what's crazy is I played the first couple of games, like the Appy League games, and then the first Stars and Stripes scrimmage. But I had been jumping into walls, and these walls aren't like the normal walls that we play on. I had jumped into a wall during BP that was like 2 park fences on top of each other, and I hit my head on a metal pole. I was like, that low key hurt. And then the next day, I jumped into a steel wall trying to catch a ball, and they put me on concussion protocol, so I was out for a couple games. And we had the Texas Tech trainer, and he asked the guy, and he was like, "Hey, like we can't keep sending him out there. Like there's no way. Like he's like we can't just keep letting him hit his head." So they sat me down, and then I played the last game, and oh my god, I felt like I don't even know who I felt like. I feel like somebody returning, like, I don't know, it was crazy, but I came out, hit leadoff. That was my first game hit leadoff since I was 10 years old.
I
And I
feel like
let off.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I came out there, first game, leadoff double. I mean, I had the scuba going and everything. The fans were there. It was crazy. It was the 4th of July. It was
Yeah.
wild. Yeah,
That's
They put on a big fireworks show at the end of the 4th
at
of
the end,
July.
yeah, I had to get a video of that. It was great.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. So
Yeah,
Damn.
you would not have liked UC baseball stadium's fence.
God.
Oh yeah, I when they were I never
Still
got
up
to see
behind.
it. When KP called me, they were getting the new field done. So like
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the old one yet.
Yeah, it was
Damn.
chain link with a
It's like,
Well, it was like half and
and-
half.
dude, you
Oh,
could pitch
yeah.
on it and it would not move. The balls would shoot off of it like it was concrete.
it did not
Brutal.
feel good to run
It's
in.
still up, I think, right? Somewhere
Yeah, the
behind
pad's
there.
just in front of it. I think.
Yeah, you need to
Pads.
That's
maybe just
crazy.
run into the back of it one day and then you'll get an idea.
Damn. Hey, so you July 4th, you play that game, you go, go off, feel good, and then they call you that night. They call you July 5th.
Yeah, so that night we had July 5th as like a rest day, like a pack day,
Nice.
before we head to before we traveled July 6th to Taiwan. And yeah, that's when he told us they sent out like a thing, a link in the group me of like all the guys that were traveling, but then they sent out another text chain and like, hey, congratulations, you've made the team. Meet in the meeting room at this time. So we go down and I get to the lobby and me and Anthony Pack Jr. were roommates. Cool dude. He's the guy, by the way. But we get down there and we get in there. And I'm looking around. I'm seeing who's all in there. I'm seeing Tag and Landon here. I'm like, bro, this team is loaded. Like, where am I gonna hit? Like, I like genuinely, where am I gonna play? Like, how is this gonna come out? But yeah, Rhett Johnson was in there, JD Stein. Like, you see, it's just big name, nasty guys, and then even better humans. Like like it's just crazy. But then I see the pitching that we have, like Tomas Valencius and Ethan Lund and Ryan McPherson, Aiden King. Like it was ridiculous. And then you start thinking like, how are we gonna lose? Like,
Yeah,
like this,
there's no shot.
it was good. There's no way we lose. But they were talking in that meeting. They were saying like how last year's team had just as many dudes like Von Lackey, Rock, or like all those guys, and went 0-5. So like you notice that like those guys, they play a different type of baseball. And I think the best way to explain it is I was telling like all my teammates and stuff is like they're not elite at anything, but they're really good at everything.
Yeah,
Like
they're
they're not
really-
like there's nothing that sticks out, but everything a part of baseball, you name it, they can do it.
Yeah. No, this was the first year that I've really like locked in and tried to watch as much of it as I possibly could. And I'll definitely do that in years in the future, just because like what you said, I'm sure walking in the meeting room, like not knowing the full roster, but just like seeing who's rolling out there every day. And it was just a ton of fun to watch. Obviously you watch all those dudes, or I did throughout the season on different teams, and being able to, roll through that lineup and then go to the pen. And who was the dude from Florida who came in and relieved against Team Japan?
Barbie. He throws 100. He throws absolute gas. He's a chiller too.
He had a slider at like 94 or something. I don't know. He was spinning the shit out of it.
You know they do it in like kilometers or something. So
I wasn't trying to calculate it.
They had a sheet in the dugout. It was like a white piece of paper. I'm trying to see if I have anything around, but it's just a white piece of paper with like statistics on it or whatever, and it has like it's translating it all. So I think like 145 was like 89, 150 was like 93, 160 was 100. So like every time he's throwing the heater, I'm like looking up, I'm like 159, like he's absolutely chucking. And then he threw a 3-2 heater. I don't know if it was to get out of an inning or to get 2 outs, but he ended up getting out of like a bases loaded jam.
Yeah.
One of those pitches to end the inning or like get the second strike. I looked up and saw 160 and I was like, yeah, he's dialed. There's like have to win.
No, that was the moment I was watching and I was like, yeah, who is this kid? Like,
yeah, he's nuts.
But no, talking about playing with all of those dudes, rooming with Anthony Pack. If there was one guy or a group of guys, which I know it looks like, honestly, you guys had a ton of fun and everyone got along great, like maybe more than years past.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick like one guy or a couple guys where it's like, damn, I wish I had more than 5 games with that dude, who do you think it would be?
How many guys do I get, man? Because it felt like I'm picking the whole team. That team was, I miss all those guys already, but it was just like you said, like we came together so quick, and that was like the exit speech from the coaches. Like we've never seen a group like bond like this that close with that short amount of time. But how many picks do I get?
I don't know. You can rattle a couple off.
Man, I first like I said, Pac-Man was he's the guy right there. He's my room, obviously my roommate the whole time, but we chilled, talked it up. We got a lot of stuff in common. I told my roommates this. I was like, bro, he low-key reminds me of like me as a freshman. Like I can just see it. Like he said something the first day, and I was like, I low-key, that's something I would say. Like I don't know, just like some dumb stuff. But Cap, obviously Kobe Branch. I learned a lot from him, and I asked him a lot of questions. You know, he's been around the game and he knows. But he plays at Georgia, and I've watched Trey Phelps a lot, so you know I was asking him questions on that.
Great chin piece.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Yeah,
seeing it in person, was it worthy of the award? I know some
Yes.
Bearcats were upset about Nate Taylor not getting it.
What's crazy is I hadn't even been looking at that, and then I had looked at his chin piece, and I was like, man, that's a good piece of facial hair. And then I looked on social media like that next night, and y'all gave him the award. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
that's great.
Another guy, I'll probably end with him, but man, I'm trying to make sure I'm not leaving nobody out. I'll probably go Tank Davis. Tank Davis is hilarious, bro. That guy he's funny. He reminds me a lot of Ryan Taransky.
Oh God.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Ryan. Cause like he's just the stuff that he says and stuff that I was laughing at that he said. It's a lot, it's real similar to Ryan. But yeah, those 3 guys for sure I would want to play again with.
Damn. That's sick. Tay, talk about the I was gonna ask about like the field that could the stadiums. I know, like when I was watching that last game at 8:30 in the morning, I was like, it was empty. I mean, there was nobody there. It was at night over there. But like, talk about the field or like the stadium.
Yeah, the stadium was beautiful. I mean, there's a big old wall like in the background of right field, like behind the stands, and then there's like a highway up here. But there's a big old jumbotron. I mean, you guys saw it on the metas when I was looking around. But it was dope. And actually, in the 5th inning, we had like a 5-minute break. So like they'll go out and redo the field, and both teams will just sit in the dugout and like drink water and like rehydrate and stuff. Cause man, it was hot. Yeah. It was hot and humid, and I mean like Mississippi State was bad, but that place actually felt terrible. And we only had to experience it once because the other days it was cloudy.
Yeah, Mississippi State was.
Dude, I thought that was brutal.
Damn, times that by like 5, bro. It was bad.
Me and Kling had bubble gum on the leg at about 8 a.m. in Vegas.
Yeah, and we weren't drinking water either, so like that made it even worse.
A couple super lights. We mixed in a couple of those.
Yeah.
It was hot, man.
That's great.
But what about do you have any great food experiences out there? Or just team meals at the hotel?
See, I hate to talk bad about Taichung because it's an amazing place. And the experience I had in Taichung, I mean, like, everything was great. But the food was not great. The food was terrible. Damn. I actually dropped, like, a couple pounds because, like, I mean, not only is it not great, but the food portions just, you know, they aren't as big as the U.S. And honestly, their food is healthier. Like, that's what we're supposed to be eating. But I'm so used to the processed stuff that, I mean, like, it was running right through me when I did eat it. And they had a McDonald's that was like a 2-minute walk. So I would get, like, McDonald's breakfast in the morning. If lunch was a little later, I would get, like, a Big Mac meal. And that's the only 2 things I ate the whole trip.
Just can't wait to get up and go get a McGriddle or something.
Yeah, I get McGriddle or hotcakes. And then for lunch, it was the Big Mac. It was only the Big Mac, nothing else. Just the
Damn.
Big Mac.
Did you see anything? I've heard like McDonald's and other countries have like crazy menu items or stuff that like American McDonald's don't have. Did you see anything like that?
Yeah, I saw like bacon cheeseburgers, bacon grilled chicken sandwiches, fried chicken. It was yeah, mac and cheese.
Oh,
Yeah, they had like it was almost like I was just like I wasn't even at McDonald's at that point.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
Hell yeah.
We'll talk about what was obviously, I mean, from watching, all the teams were talented, but Team Japan obviously was the one where both of those were great games. Probably could make the assumption that you guys were the two best teams. What was it like? How would you describe, I know you talked about it a little bit, but like, give us a team in college baseball, if that's relevant, or like what was their level of play? Like, what was it kind of like? Just because I was curious. Obviously, they had dudes running up the radar gun, and they had some dudes. So I'm curious what your guys' perspective was of where they would be at in America's game of baseball.
Yeah, they were nasty. Like I said, they weren't elite at anything. They were just really good at everything. They sacrificed a lot. Like they were willing to do whatever it took to get them on, get them over, get them in. Like they played the game the right way. And I'd honestly say, like, if you look at how they played, you can tell they kind of played like 9 games into one, meaning like 9 1-inning games. Like we're trying to win the first, second. We're trying to win as many innings as possible. And I don't think that they had like a play style that anybody had like within college baseball. Like if anything, it was like a travel ball team that's been playing together since they were 10 years old.
That's what stuck out to me. And I think that's the truth about, like, especially compared to you guys. You threw that team together in a week or two. But like those national teams have, like, they play with Team Japan, and it's obviously, I'm sure they bounce a couple kids up and down, but it's like those dudes have been playing together for years. And I feel like that kind of stuck out to me right away. Just the way, like you said, like they had a plan. Everybody knew like their role and how they were going to do their job to win that game. I thought that was kind of cool to watch.
It was. I mean, it was cool to play against because like you see them like do certain things, and it's like, okay, like that's what coaches like preach. Like that's what they mean when they talk about stuff like that. And when we got there, they really preached like all the basic stuff that you know when you're younger, like line drives everywhere. Like trying to lift the ball isn't gonna help, and line drives, like every 90 matters. Taking care of the baseball, like step, like all that, like look it into your glove, step and throw, bunting, like everything, like, and it made sense. And when you go look back at the tournament, like when we lost the game, it's because we didn't do the little things. Like we did everything right, we just didn't do the little things.
Didn't they? Because you guys played extra inning rule. Didn't they bunt and get the guy? And then didn't they also run a wheel play? Yeah, but like it looked like they knew. Like I don't know. It was just
they ran.
Play, it was easy as hell for them.
It was like one of the. It looked like they have ran that like 1,000 times.
Yeah,
it genuinely looked like they had been running that forever. And they had like a little deke with the third baseman. He like bolted in a little bit, and I looked at him because I'm on deck, and I was like, "What was that?" And then when I turned my head, the first baseman was right in front of JD. And I was like, whoa, and they popped it around. That was the most like demoralizing, like are you serious? Like that was the last thing. Because everybody knows like you have to bunt in that situation. So it's like just get it down. All right, let's do it. He got it down, and that happened, and I was like, bro. That was crazy.
Then DP came through in the 10th. A little 2 out knock.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like,
I had so much confidence, bro. Like I looked at Tag like while I was walking up, and he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna do it." Like he kind of mouthed like, "You got it." Like it's coming. I was like, "Yeah,
you just hit it."
Time.
Was that a heater you hit?
So that guy was cutting his heater. So I knew like whatever I was gonna get was gonna be on the outer half. And I went down 3-1, and I was like, "You're not," because these umpires, bro, they didn't speak English. Well, they spoke English, but they didn't want to tell you they spoke English. And then they would like oh my God, like if wherever the catcher set up, if the pitcher could execute where the catcher was set up, it's a strike. So I was like, man, 3-1 is basically like 1-2. Like I like genuinely I have to protect. So I got like a cutter on like up and away. And I low key pulled off of it a little bit, but I snuck it through the hole.
I say you capped it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. If I would have barreled that, I would have been running forever because those gaps are deep. That would have been right center. That would have been a triple.
And it was a good thing Pack was on second. It
Pack
like
was
right to
flying. And did you see how out in their outfielders were? I honestly, if I could have hit it inside the Parker, I didn't realize how in they were, but they were like actually playing like right behind the shortstop and second base.
They play like 200 feet
shorter, like close. It was actually like almost like 120.
Good God.
All right. Was there anyone playing like Vietnam War music before the games? Because I feel like I would have been on just like another level before playing another team that spoke no English and no one was from the States.
We played a lot of country music, or a lot of like USA country music.
A lot of Toby Keith.
Yeah, immediately Gavin Kelly had the speaker after the game, and the first song after every win was Free Bird. That would be the first song, and then pregame was like American, like Boss Man D-Lo. Like we were low key bringing some trap into Taiwan, and you should have seen the eyes on them when we walked into the cages. And we made like, well, you could always go in there at your own time, but whenever I went in there, I needed somebody huge in front of me, so I'm always behind Tag, and the eyes on them when they were like, and they were like real nice, and they were like say what's up and stuff, but you can tell like the intimidation factor was it was there.
I love that.
All
right, well, we've already gone an hour, and we haven't talked about Bearcats baseball once. So let's talk about some Bearcats baseball as we wrap this thing up. We talked about you were the first recruit in Coach Bischel's era at the University of Cincinnati. Obviously, you've been there every step of the way in this growth in the first 3 years. Obviously, just continuing to get better and better, making it an expectation to get in a regional and obviously break down that door here, hopefully next year. What has it been like for you, just kind of being a part of that and, watching this program grow as much as you have really from the day that you committed?
Up and to the right, baby.
It's honestly just the culture that Cincinnati has built that has drawn me. In the beginning, like I kind of knew I did my research a little bit on Bischel when I found out he got the job, so I knew big things were coming for baseball. And it's great to see it form kind of right in front of me. Seeing like the back-to-back regional bursts and knowing that we haven't even like scratched our surface, and we haven't even reached our expectations, and we know our expectations are possible. And the biggest thing for me, man, like I'm so excited to be an upperclassman now. Like I feel like my word in the locker room just means a little bit more. And there's a lot of stuff that I've wanted to say, like when I started to crack the lineup as a freshman, and then even this year as a sophomore, like I said some things, but it was more like, when it was supposed to, I spoke when I was supposed to. But this year as an upperclassman, like I'm already thinking of ways that we can like build, like form this even faster. Like I know that last year people may not want to say it, but we underachieved. Like we did the same thing we did the year prior, and that wasn't expected. So like we have to make up for that. And like I feel like we're gonna be headed in the right direction, because I feel like the leaders that we have this year, like I'm already thinking of ways like we can preach it to the team to get everybody on the same page. But yeah, I think last year with us being young too, that played a factor, and I don't want any excuses for this year's team.
Right, the standard, like I said, if you go back, I know you probably didn't watch this, Derek, but if you go back to 2024, when I was on here for the first time ever, I said the standard was going to be a regional every single year.
Yeah,
you've achieved that. You haven't even played in Cincinnati without going to a regional. And if there is one thing that you could change in the beginning to make that door get knocked down, like JP said, and make it to that super, like what's the one thing you're preaching this fall? What's the one thing you're reaching out to the guys and saying, like, we got to change it for the spring?
I think we can't get caught up in any of the things that's going on off the field. And that goes as far as like social media, anything personal. Like when you're at the field, like there has to be a strict, like if you even want to go to like the separate personality, or like the two different, whatever you want to call it, like do that, because we have to have like some type of culture or bond that stays within in the diamond. Like we
Right.
can't let, I feel like last year, like, we had guys with portal talk and we had guys getting drafted like that, and we won a lot of games. Like we were doing some great stuff. And then once we got to the postseason, I feel like the end, we kind of felt the end was near. Nobody has really played past the regional, so obviously that feeling's, normal maybe, but yeah, you can just kind of tell guys were kind of playing for themselves, and that's what led to the regional and going again and losing to
Repeating the same
Mississippi.
thing.
Yeah, like
And
you
it
can't get
was
caught up in that.
right. We were talking about it when we were there, like, me and John were there, but it's like, dude, we did the same exact thing. You win the first one and you lose the next two, which is heartbreaking as it is, but it's like, damn, you look back 12 months ago, you did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think we talked about it, Clay. Like we weren't all super like rah, what a fantastic season after we lost, just because like one, we like to kind of hold a higher stand, and we know what you guys are capable of, and we were kind of in the same boat. It was like we were disappointed because we wanted you guys to do more than you did last year. But yeah, I think to your earlier point, you've definitely earned the right to kind of have a voice in that locker room with what you've done. One, just performance wise, but also, I mean, you're a leader on the field, whether you think you are or not, just by the way you go about your business. So definitely excited, obviously, to have you back, and then obviously with Enzo and Coates, having you three in the order. And more to come and add to that. We're definitely pumped to watch you guys. Talk about you personally a little bit and what we were just talking about. How do you kind of block out the noise? Obviously, you've had a great 2 years, opened some more eyes with Team USA, now going into your draft year. So how do you kind of separate the two, keep the main thing, while obviously knowing that you're getting ready to achieve and still work towards that goal coming up in 10 months or so?
For me, man, this is all new. Like my whole life, I've been the underdog. I've been the guy that's not like in the back somewhere, like at the big showcases. Like I'm there, but like I'm not really, seeing like the faces of Perfect Game and everything. They have their guys, but yeah, like I know what it felt like to be at the bottom. So coming up now, like I know what it feels like to be the worst on a team, or like, the guy that doesn't have as much value as the 3 hole or the 4 hole. So all of this is just like, I think I'm just gonna try and you stay the same. Like there's no reason to change. There's no reason to do anything different. There's no reason to go out and try to do more. Who I am got me to where I am. And like I said, my mom tells me that all the time. And if anything, if myself doesn't work, then it wasn't made for me anyway. I'm gonna do everything I can as far as the weight room and the cages and the outfield work, and I'm gonna run into as many walls as I can. But if that's like if what I can do, if the best I can do with all the work that I put in, like if that's not enough and being me isn't enough, then it's just not for me.
Love that.
I mean, that's so good. That's like hitting the freaking nail on the head right there.
Going back to like our topic before, because I feel like two, it's one, the guys that can get distracted by the draft or wanting to transfer or whatever, but it's also what could be kind of equally hurtful is the guys who have kind of ridden it out and not get the opportunities that they wanted all year. And they are inching closer into, they get to go play summer ball and get reps and or enter the portal and find a new home. So I feel like there's kind of two ends of the spectrum there, but it all kind of falls back to what you said is having a common goal and knowing your role every time you step into the clubhouse.
Yeah. 1,000%. I think like I said, every clubhouse needs a leader. And like if you can just stay true to like being that leader, I feel like this year for me is gonna just have like I have this approach where like I'm not gonna try and like, the cursing out, like all that stuff, like, that type of stuff I'm not going to try and get into. And I think a part of that is just, just being me. That's not the type of person I am. I'm not just going to get after you like that. Like, I understand, like, I wouldn't want to be cursed at. Like, that's lame. So I feel like a lot of that is going to leak into leadership. So I'm just hoping, and we got many leaders in this locker room, man. Like, a lot of people that are going to have to speak up that haven't spoke before. Enzo, like, he's already talking and saying stuff in the group chat. Q is going to start talking a little bit more in his way. Ryan's gonna talk, like it's gonna be different. Even Parker, like McDaniels, is gonna talk. So it's great. It's gonna be great to see those guys lead too.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see what happens in 2027 because gosh damn, I'm fired up. Football hasn't even started yet.
Yeah,
I want to be
we
hammering beers.
It's time.
Who's a guy in your first 2 years that you kind of looked up to as a leader who maybe you'll kind of remember later in your career?
So my first year, I definitely have to say like Donovan Ford. That was my guy. Like he was the first upperclassman. Him and Vid, obviously, you practice with them every day. I learned a lot of stuff from Vid too. But Donnie was the first person to check. He saw something. And when we were doing defense, like in one of the reps I did, and he pulled me to the side and was coaching me up. And then from then on, it was like the first like upperclassman friend I had. So like I'm always next to Don and I'm always asking him questions and stuff. Because I just didn't want to overstep as a freshman. So I kind of just like took what I had, but Donnie was just a man. I have memories with him off the field too that I'll remember. And I still talk to him to this day. So
yeah. Vid's an interesting guy. Like I would wonder what he's like in practice as an upperclassman, because I remember him as a freshman, and it was like you never really had to show him how to do anything. Like it was maybe like, hey, Vid, you got a tag on that ball instead of like being, but like you never had to, like you just threw him in the outfield and however, the way he caught and threw the ball is like, yeah, that looks pretty damn good. Like, I don't know. You guys remember? It's like he'd get on the mound, throw 94. Like, you never really had to show that kid.
It's like some days he was like throwing the nastiest cutter ever, and some days it was just like a high ride heater. He had no clue what it was that day until he got out there. But yeah, the bid was
also like never, at least as a young, like never talked a whole lot, like was pretty like nonchalant. Like he was just like low key the best athlete on the team.
Just like, but nobody would guess.
From the day he stepped on campus.
That's exactly what it is.
Crazy.
I think it always made me mad because it never looked like he was trying either. It was just
at all. For some reason, like even when he's running, like you never know how fast he's moving. If you were to race him, you never know how fast he's moving until he goes past you.
Yeah,
you wouldn't get it.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes it would be like I didn't think he was like running out a ball hard or something, but then like I'd ask 12. I'm like, hey, what was like the home to first? And he's like 4-3.
Yeah, he's like 4-1-2.
Yeah, or like 4. Yeah, chopper. It was like not 100%, but like 4-2. Like like that's faster than anybody else. So
so good.
All right, you guys got anything else before we wrap this thing up?
I'm good from here on out, boys. I'm sure I can.
All right, DP. Well, I'm sure we'll ask to have you back on here at some point in the next year. We'll definitely need an update with how you got a grip on the team here in this fall in a couple weeks. But no, it was awesome to watch you won these past 2 years, and then again in Team USA. Obviously, I think you're the first Bearcat to ever play on that college team, and it was just cool to watch you represent the program all the way in Taiwan. So it was cool for all of us to watch, and we'll definitely be. We'll be watching every damn game. I got in the usually with other guests, it's like, hey, we'll be pulling for you, but like this time we mean it. We'll be watching every damn game. So we appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us, and best of luck getting back to campus and getting things going this fall.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me on. I'm definitely willing to come back on this thing.
Hell yeah.
No, hey, no promises. I'm not gonna make any promises for next year, but I definitely I'm just as excited for next year. Like I'm already envisioning stuff that's gonna happen at home and away games. Like it's gonna be fun. I think a lot of people are gonna come out this show. You're gonna see a lot of new faces that are just as good as the faces that are gone. Like I think it's gonna be crazy.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
One to remember for sure.
We're fired up for it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you again. And yeah, we will be back soon.
Yes, sir.